Just trying to survive and learn to love along the way by Foreplay on AO3. Episode 64, Chapter 64 of Musings and a Bus. The bus is loud and annoying. Izuku was expecting this. It's not like he could blame his classmates either. Even though they haven't been cooped up at the dorms for that long, it's not hard to go a little stir-crazy being stuck at a school like this. So everyone is appropriately excited to leave the school grounds. No one quite knows where they're going, but at least they know why. They're finally taking the provincial license exam. Izuku is excited. Being a hero has been his dream ever since he could remember. It seemed unattainable for so long, but now he even one step closer. Normally, classes don't take the exam in their first year, but his dad and Nezu thought that since their class had already been through so much, they might as well take the exam. Those of them that pass will have the chance to do work studies. Izuku knows that the Big Three have their eye on a few of their classmates. If they pass the exam, the Big Three will probably recommend them to their work study mentors. That's not the only thing that Izuku is excited for. He finally gets to reveal his new hero costume. There haven't been any opportunities for him to wear it yet. Any that come up were too soon after the whole stain incident, so his costume wasn't even ready yet. It's not that much different from his old one. He's removed the All Might influences, such as the hood and the mask. It's also a lot much darker shade of green. If it's too bright, anyone can spot him. They make sure that his arms and legs are properly supported. His arms have already sustained permanent damage from his quirk, so he'll like to avoid getting any more. As soon as the supports his arms go through the damage, they've already done. They support his legs because he developed shoot style. He's using his legs a whole lot more lately, and he wants to avoid any slip-ups. But with the added protection, if he does mess up, he'll at least have something to help out. The last part of his costume, he wasn't sure of at first. His capture weapon. He's been training with it a lot, and he feels confident enough that he could use it in battle. The trouble comes from how it looks to everyone else. Some of his classmates already know about his connection to their teacher, but for those who don't, this will be a very obvious sign. If they ask, he'll tell the truth. He needs to tell them soon anyways, since they're all living together, but this isn't something he wanted to bother them with before their big exam. Everyone has been training so hard. Izuku hopes that everybody passes. The thing is, no one really knows what to expect. His dad had explained the process to them a little bit, but refused to give any details on what the test actually is. Nonetheless, Izuku has faith in his class, although he wishes that he brought headphones for the drive. He may be excited like the rest of his class, but nowhere near as loud. Izuku looks to his right and finds Hitoshi in the same boat. He looks almost pained by the amount of noise there is. He knows his friend is more of an introvert, and there's probably some social anxiety in there too. So Izuku has pushed himself into the window seat, hoping to ease a little of his worries. Izuku reaches over and grabs one of Hitoshi's hand in his own. His friend had once told him that touch can help him when he's feeling anxious, and Izuku wants to give him all the comfort he can. Things have been changing recently between him and Toshi. For one thing, Izuku can call him Toshi. Moments like these, sitting together with their legs pressed up against each other, is becoming more common. A lot of the time, they'll hold hands like this too. Izuku's never had a crush before, but he's starting to think that this is what it feels like. And if he feels this way for his friend, what does Toshi feel? Would he let Izuku hold his hand if he didn't feel the same way? He has no idea. They'd only met at the sports festival, and they never hung out until after everything with Izuku's mother started. So maybe all of this comforting and hand-holding is because of what he's gone through, instead of how Hitoshi feels. Izuku would normally believe that to be true, but he's been working so hard with his dads to get past his insecurities. Besides, it's not only when Izuku's having a bad day that they do this. Sometimes it's when Toshi is having one, or when they're both in a good mood, cuddled up together to watch a movie. That last part doesn't feel very platonic. Izuku's pretty close with Shoto as well, but they don't do things like he and Toshi do. Their relationship is different. Izuku considers them both to be his best friends, but he thinks that he also wants Toshi to become something more. Normally, Shoto would be sitting with them on the bus. Today, he's in a separate vehicle. He's riding with Izuku's dad and Touya. Izuku's a little confused on why Touya is coming with them. His dad explained it to him, but he was also half asleep at the time, so he doesn't remember much. Izuku hopes that it's not too awkward for them. Shouta feels awkward, to say the least. He almost wishes that he was on the bus with the rest of his students. If not to albeit the awkwardness, then to keep an eye on them. But Shouta knows that they're safe. They've got Hizashi and Midnight on the bus with them, plus multiple heroes and cars surrounding them. If an attack comes, they'll be ready. Not that Shouta is expecting an attack, but better safe than sorry. Besides, this is the only way the hero classes were allowed to leave the school for the exams. That's also the reason that Touya is with them. They have a decent amount of heroes assigned to the school with them. They left enough of them behind to protect the school, but the rest of them were split between 1A and 1B. Since there are just enough left behind at the school, Nezu decided that they should take Touya with him. Since Shouta is the supervisor, the responsibility falls on him. He can't complain too much. Touya's a nice kid. He seems to be getting along with his brother really well. Shota's been planning on securing permission from the other siblings to come visit, so they can see their brother alive. He also thinks that the kid could use some more friends. While he is getting to know his brother again, and befriending Shota's son, and Shinsou, that's pretty much the limit of his social circle. Some of the heroes play nice with him, but some of them favor Endeavor, so they only know what the man has said. There's one hero in particular that actually seems to be trying to be Touya's friend. Hawks. From what Shouta has seen, he's a decent hero. Very popular, already in the top 10. He has no doubt that he'll be in the top 3 once the new rankings come out. Hawks is actually with the group today. Shouta invited him to sit with them, mostly to avoid the awkwardness, but also so that Touya could get to know him a little better. Shouta pulls up behind their bus at the exam center. Their windows are down, so they can already hear the laughter and screaming of kids. His class is already disembarking, so Shouta reaches for his door handle to join them. Hawks will escort Touya to their seats. Toya's hand on his arm stops him just as he opens the door. He turns to the boy and finds him pale and almost scared looking. "What is it, Touya?" "She's here." "That can't be good." "She as in the villain who followed me. I just heard her voice." "Is it Toga?" Oh my god, is the invisible, person that has been following him, the invisible girl, Touya? No, not Touya, I meant, Toga? No way. Because when I heard invisible girl, my first thought was, Hagakure, right? That was my first thought, Hagakure, but I'm like, no, it was pronounced that, all the kids were safe and they weren't traitors, but it could have been, I don't know, and I had that thought in the back of my head, what if it is her? What if it isn't her? Who knows? I don't know, right? I don't know, right? So it's either Toga or Hagakure. I don't know. It could be Hagakure. I know back in the day people thought it was her. Turns out she's the one who found the traitor, so theory disproven, but back in the day, that was the biggest theory, that it was her. And you know what, back in the day, I also believed that it was her. I genuinely believed it was her. Clearly I was wrong. I even saw a spoiler alert for the UA traitor. I even saw, somebody mentioned that Aoyama in the training arc, not the training arc, the camp attack and stuff like that, how Dabi saw him and stuff like that, but it didn't register in my mind. I was like, no. The signs were all there. I will say, Hirokoshi put a good work in putting all the signs of, him being the traitor there. What he didn't do was build up the relationships and friendships between him and literally everybody else. Don't get me wrong, he did kind of well in, with Midoriya, but it wasn't big enough. It wasn't, I think it was only 2 episodes, right? It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough, right? And it would have been interesting to see it develop a whole lot more. I mean, they had so much time, but no. As me and my partner like to say, Hirokoshi fumbled the bag. And give the script to us. We will do better. I can do better. In my reaction videos, you see how I go on and on about how I could just do so much better. There's so much about it that I could do better. Dude, I might just start, what's it called? A podcast where me and Sunny just talk about what we would have changed, what would have been better. But that would be hell to record. And hell to edit. Editing. I fucking hate editing. Editing is shit. Editing is horrible. I have like a bunch of videos that I need to edit that I just haven't edited because I don't like editing. Anyways, as always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.